We're starting a new chapter now where we're going to talk about communicating our design intent and placing the drawing that we created in the previous chapter into a semi-professional looking AutoCAD drawing with a very, very simple title block. Now, we've got a new drawing for you to download from the library. It's called designintent.dwg, and you'll recognize it as the drawing that you created in the previous chapter, just saved with a different file name, ready to be used so that we can obviously start communicating our design intent. Now, the first thing we need to do is create a simple title block, and this is literally going to be a border. No text or anything like that at the moment, just a border so that we can place it into one of the layout tabs and generate a layout tab that is ready to go so that we can start thinking about actually plotting our drawing or actually transmitting our drawing to other people. First thing we need to do is to create some new layers. So in the Home tab on the ribbon, we go to Layer Properties. And like we've done in previous videos, we click on this icon here and create a new layer. This one's going to be called Title Block, all one word, like so. Press the comma key on the keyboard and that will create another new layer. We'll call that one Title Text. And it's always a good idea to have a title text layer as well, so that any text on your title block goes on a different layer. So we've got those two layers there. We're going to change the colors of them by clicking here on the color box. I'm going to use color 30, which is that orange color there. And the same for the title block layer. I'm also going to make that color 30 so it all matches like so. So they're both color 30. Double click next to title block here on the little sheet of paper, and that'll make it the current drafting layer. Then close the Layer Properties Manager. Now, we're going to create a rectangle now that will be the outer edge of a sheet of paper. So I'm going to go to the Draw panel, click on the flyout here and select Rectangle. I'm going to pick a point over here to the left, click and drag upwards to the right, and the other corner point of the rectangle will be 420,297. That is the size of an ISO A3 sheet, which is a metric sheet. Apologies to those who use Imperial. And I'm just going to use this one for this particular drawing. But obviously, if you were working in Imperial, you'd use Imperial units and Imperial paper sizing instead. So when I press enter, that is the size of the sheet of paper we're going to use. So you can see that our bolting plate will not fit exactly onto that sheet of paper, which is why we have to use layouts and viewports and so on to communicate our design intent. And we'll show you how to do that as we work through the videos in this chapter. Zoom in now on the rectangle that you've created. Make it nice and big, centralize it on the screen. We're now going to go to the Offset command, which is on the Home tab on the Modify panel. There's the Offset command there. Click on Offset, come into the drawing area and specify an offset distance of 15 in the box and press Enter. We select our rectangle. Now remember, this rectangle is the outer edge of our sheet of paper. So when you click on it to offset, you want to go inside the original rectangle, not outside. The good thing is, in later versions of AutoCAD, that orange line is showing you the line that will be offset. So if I go outside, if it's orange on the outside, I've gone the wrong way. If it's orange on the inside, I've gone the correct direction. So left click with the orange on the inside. Enter to confirm. So that is now our basic title block. I'm not going to worry about any text or anything. It's just a nice, simple border to go around our drawing. Now, here's the trick. We're going to use the clipboard in AutoCAD. But before we do that, we're going to go to Layout 1, click here. And you'll see at the moment that it turns into a white sheet of paper with these dashed lines. These dashed lines are our printer limits, and basically anything outside of those dashed lines won't print. And you'll also see that it's created a default viewport on the title block layer, because that's the current drafting layer. We don't need that viewport, so just click on it and hit the delete key to delete it. We're going to right click over Layout 1, bottom left corner, and rename it. And that's going to become ISO A3 and then a dash and then landscape. It's a landscape orientation. Press enter to confirm. We're then going to go back to the model tab like so, and we're going to select all of this and put it on the clipboard. So the trick is now we need to select both of these polylines. So we go 1 and 2 and then right click. On the shortcut menu, hover over clipboard and go to copy with base point. The base point is going to be this bottom left corner. Just when it goes green, just left click on it. Don't worry about the stretch vertex, add vertex, remove vertex. Just left click once. That's all you've got to do. So that has now been copied to the clipboard in AutoCAD. Hit escape a couple of times to deselect it. Then go back to your ISO A3 landscape tab, and in the drawing area anywhere, just right click, go to clipboard, and you want paste. And there you'll see your border appear. The insertion point will be 0, 0, and press enter. And you'll notice when you zoom out now, rolling back on the wheel, that our title block, our orange polylines, are actually too big for the sheet of paper. So what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to look at setting up a page setup that makes sure that our sheet of paper and our title block tally up in a way that is accurate and allows us to have a nice, tidy title block and drawing ready to communicate our design intent.